Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's start with the last segment's practice question. Consider the following statements regarding Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. Some of its area lies in the Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. It is mainly inhabited by the Dongriya Kond and Mankirdias tribes. So we have to select the correct statement. Only the first one is correct. A is the correct answer. Simlipal Reserve villagers have been forming community groups and holding awareness meetings on ways to prevent forest fires as the season of forest fires is coming again, and Simlipal Biosphere Reserve is in Odisha. It is a part of Simlipal Kuldiha Hadgar Elephant Reserve, popularly known as Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. Includes 3 protected areas: Simlipal Tiger Reserve, Hadgar Wildlife Sanctuary and Kuldiha Wildlife Sanctuary. 2 tribes, the Erenga Khadiyas and Mankirdias, mainly inhabited the Simlipal Biosphere Reserve's forest and they practice traditional agricultural activities. The Dongriya Kond population is mainly concentrated in the southern hills of Odisha state and the Mahanadi river basin. Some are also found in adjoining districts of the neighboring Andhra Pradesh state. Consider the following statements. Non-fungible tokens have a standard value that is provided for the commodity exchanged against it. NFT cannot be broken down into small values and cannot be exchanged for an equal value. So we have to select the correct statement. Second one is correct. B is the correct answer. Non-fungible token is one of its kind asset and is widely in the news these days. They can be understood as a digital file whose unique identity and ownership are verified on a blockchain. Non-fungible means that something is unique and cannot be replaced with something else. They have no standard value, but a unique value that is provided for a commodity exchanged against it. It is one of a kind asset, can be bought and sold similarly to any other piece of property. They, however, have no tangible form and exist in form of certificates only. They cannot be broken down into small values and unlike most currencies cannot be exchanged for an equal value. Consider the following statements regarding fundamental duties. The idea of fundamental duty is inspired from the Constitution of Ireland. These were incorporated in Part 4 of the recommendations by the Swaran Singh Committee and the fundamental duties are also non-justiciable in nature. So we have to select the correct statement. Second and third are correct, first is not. B is the correct answer. Recently, the Supreme Court issued a notice to the centre and states on a petition that has sought a law to ensure that citizens fulfill the fundamental duties enshrined in the Constitution of India. The ideas of FD is inspired from the Constitution of Russia and these were incorporated in Part 4A of the Constitution by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976 on the recommendations of the Swaran Singh Committee. Originally, they were 10 in number. And one more was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002 and all the 11 duties are listed in Article 51A of the Constitution. The fundamental duties serve as a reminder to the citizens that while enjoying their rights, they also have to be quite conscious of their duties. However, like the DPSP, the duties are also non-justiciable in nature. Which of the following can be considered as side effects of forest fires? Soil erosion, landslides, breaking down of carbon chain. As we have to select the correct answer, all are a result of forest fire. D is the correct answer. The United Nations Environment Programme, in its annual Frontiers report, has warned that wildfires are predicted to worsen in the coming years and decades. These are natural phenomena, but are becoming more dangerous and affecting larger areas. UN report has attributed this to climate change and human activities. Forest fires can impact the economy, as many families and communities depend on forest for food, fodder and fuel. It burns down these small shrubs and grasses, leading to landslides and soil erosion. Burning of forests cause smoke and poisonous gas emissions that result in significant health issues in humans. Loss of trees can disrupt the climatic conditions and break down the carbon chain. Consider the following statements regarding thermoelectric effect. Being a good conductor of electricity but a bad conductor of heat is an important property of thermoelectric effect. For thermoelectric effect, it involves the process by which heat is transformed into electrical energy. As we have to select the correct statement, both are correct. C is the correct answer. The thermoelectric effect involves the process by which heat is transformed into electrical energy and the thermoelectric effect has been demonstrated and utilized by using 2 different metals joined together and by mechanically maintaining 2 different temperatures at the ends. But such materials do not offer efficient or economical solution. The thermoelectric effect is based on the temperature difference between the 2 ends of the material for very long. Thus, being a good conductor of electricity but a bad conductor of heat is an important property for thermoelectric effect. Good conductivity of electricity to transmit current and bad conductivity of heat to be able to create a temperature difference. Consider the following statements regarding the Enforcement Directorate. Directorate of Enforcement is a specialized financial investigation under the Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance. It enforces FEMA 1999. We have to select the correct statement. Only the second is correct. B is the correct answer. The Enforcement Directorate recently conducted raids at India Bulls Finance Center in Mumbai. It comes under the Department of Revenue. And on 1st May 1956, an enforcement unit was formed in the Department of Economic Affairs for handling exchange control laws violations under FERA of 1947. In the year 1957, the unit was renamed as Enforcement Directorate. It enforces the following laws. Okay. Moving on. With respect to exercise Eastern Bridge, consider the following statements. It is a trilateral exercise between India, Oman and UAE. This year is witnessing the 6th edition of the exercise. We have to select the correct statement. Only the second is correct. B is the correct answer. The Indian Air Force and the Royal Air Force of Oman began a 5-day bilateral exercise at the Jodhpur Air Force Station. It is named Eastern Bridge 6. It's in the 6th edition. It will provide an opportunity to enhance operational capabilities and interoperability between the two air forces. This was held, the 5th edition was held in October 2019 at the Air Force Base Masira, Oman. The IAF contingent comprised MiG-29 and C-17 aircraft, and it was the first time that MiG-29 aircraft participated in an international exercise outside India. With respect to Donbas, consider the following statements. It is separated from Crimea by Azov Sea or Sea of Azov. It is rich in coal deposits. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. C is the correct answer. Moscow has cultivated close ties with the pro-Russian separatists controlling swathes of the Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. It's a historical, cultural and economic region in the southeastern Ukraine. Some of its territory is occupied by two partially recognized separatist states during Russia-Ukrainian War, the Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic. The word Donbas is a portmanteau formed from Donetsk Basin and abbreviation of Donetsk Coal Basin. It is separated from Crimea by Azov Sea. Moving on. The United Nations Standard Minimum Rules for the Treatment of Prisoners are also known as Aung San Suu Kyi Rules, Mandela Rules, Thompson Rules, and Frank Rules. B is the correct answer. A French citizen's fight to get compensation from India for illegally detaining her for more than a year has been backed by the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention. In December 2015, the UN General Assembly adopted the revised rules of the United Nations Standard Minimum Rules for the Treatment of Prisoners. As per the recommendation of the expert group, the revised rules are to be known as the Nelson Mandela Rules to honor the legacy of late President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison in the course of a struggle for global human rights, equality, democracy and the promotion of a culture and of peace. Who amongst the following is the first martyr of the language movement? The correct answer is Rafiquddin Ahmed. The West Bengal government will build up a memorial of Bhasha Shahid Barkat at his residence at Babla village in Salar, Murshidabad. So, if we talk about Rafiquddin Ahmed, he was born on 30th October 1926 at village Paril in Singer Upazila of Manikganj district. On 21st February 1952, the students of Dhaka University and other schools and colleges organized a procession, and it was in support for the demand for making Bangla one of the state languages of Pakistan. Rafiq was also one of them. The police opened fire on the demonstrations in the premises of Dhaka Medical College Hostel. He was shot in the head and died at the spot. He is probably the first martyr of the language movement. If we talk about Abul Barkat, he was born on 13 June 1927 at village Babla in Bharatpur Thana of Murshidabad district. Now in 1952, he was in the procession that students mobilized on the premises of Dhaka Medical College hosted on 21st February. When the police fired on the gathering, he was seriously injured, immediately carried to the emergency ward of Dhaka Medical College Hospital and passed away at 8 p.m. He was laid to rest in Azimpur graveyard. With respect to Dominican Republic, consider the following statements. It is the second largest island of the Great Antilles chain in the Caribbean Sea. The Cordillera Central, the island's most rugged and imposing feature, is known in Haiti as the Massif du Nord. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. C is the correct answer. The Dominican Republic began building a wall to cover parts of its border with Haiti on Sunday. It is a country of the West Indies that occupies the eastern two-thirds of Hispaniola. It is the second largest island of the Greater Antilles chain in the Caribbean Sea. Haiti is also an independent republic. It occupies the western third of the island. The Cordillera Central, which is the island's most rugged and imposing feature, is known in Haiti as the Massif du Nord. You can see the map we have attached. Consider the following statements regarding Indian Council for Culture Relation. It is an autonomous organization of the Government of India involved in India's cultural diplomacy. It was founded in 1950 by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, independent India's first cultural minister. The Gisela Bon Award has been instituted by ICCR. We have to select the correct statement. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.